Are we ready to go?
Well, we're within seconds, I'm sure.
So, all right, then I'll just leave that going.
Yeah, don't worry, everybody. Give us a second here.
I didn't send you that either, son of a buck. Oh well.
Let's not go with that.
You got some music that you're excited about?
Well, this was the hippie music.
There we go. That's good. What's that from?
Oh, it's getting louder.
Boom. We are live. Are you gonna intro?
I just thought we'd play in with a little music this
I
morning.
couldn't actually. It's low over there.
Yeah, we're good. We're live. We're crazy. Welcome to What's in Your Loaf, the Independence Day. It's a breakfast loaf this morning.
Breakfast loaf.
Andy.
Breakfast loaf.
How are you, brother? I'm gonna tell you what, Independence Day, twiddle-twiddle, goofy shit we say, and how do you know when you're grown?
How do you know?
All this week on What's in Your Loaf.
With Deke.
And Skeet.
Right here. Happy Independence Day, everybody. Have a great, great 4th of July. I hope it's going to be a good day for everybody. So Deke, I almost called you my name.
Yeah, no, don't call me yours. Yeah, get a little closer there.
So get a little closer. All right. Draw in here. Can everybody still see your happy face? All right. I don't want to block you out there.
There, that's much better.
We're much better.
Oh yeah, we're there. And you see how I faded that music out?
Yeah, that was very well.
It was beautiful.
Very well done.
That is Mike Lim. Good morning. Eric Mason, the mobile accountant, of course, one of our biggest supporters here at 21.6. Love that guy. Welcome to the Independence Day. What's in your loaf?
Yep, absolutely. So,
4th of July.
4th of July.
The Independence Day. Unless you are listening at, Singapore or England, probably not a good day.
No, well, especially if you're in England, probably not your favorite day of the year.
No.
So, however, my family came over from England.
Yeah.
So my mom came over when she was, 12, 13, something like that with her family.
Nice.
So now they get to celebrate, the fact that well, I remember going to her swearing in ceremony when I was about 3.
Really?
Yeah. And I can still remember it, her being up there. It was explained to me later in life what it was, because I can remember being there, wanting to be up by where she was, and my dad holding me saying, no, you can't go up there.
Yeah.
But she was actually being sworn in as an American citizen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So Twiddle-Twiddle is all about...
Twiddle-Twiddle-Twiddle, which is actually provided to us by Yasmin from over in the Zion, Waukegan area. And it just struck me as funny because, when I walked into where she was, just sitting around, just doing nothing, twiddle, twiddle, twiddle.
Yeah.
Twiddle, twiddle, twiddle. And, it just made me think of all the dumb, stupid stuff that we say. Because I grew up, with a lot of people in Oklahoma. There are Oklahoma-isms.
Yeah.
Then what my wife calls Pete-isms.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's like if someone says something that is, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but it was something that they got. One thing that was always told to me growing up, which I say all the time now, was, well, it's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick.
Absolutely.
Most things are.
Most things are. Or here's what I enjoy is I'm gonna miss you like a bad rash. Is there a good rash?
I've never had a good rash. So
say that dripping from your.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So, there's better, and then, well, he's, not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We've
the-
all been there.
Yeah, well, I've been there
Not
myself
the brightest bulb
personally.
in the chandelier.
So yeah, not the brightest star in the sky.
Right.
On and on and on. He's a few slices short of a cheese sandwich.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Or he's a slice of cheese short of a cheese sandwich.
Oh.
Nothing but bread.
Lights are on, but nobody's home.
Yeah, all that stuff. So it's my wife calls them Petisms, or where I grew up, they were Oklahomaisms,
Yeah.
and or hey, that's the gravy on the taters.
Gravy on the taters.
When something is really, really good,
That's it.
that's the gravy on the taters,
Right
buddy,
there.
right there.
Right
So
there. I've never heard that.
you never heard that
No.
one? No. So well, I guess it's kind of like, what is it, icing on the cake?
Yeah. I see.
But because I heard that later, but we grew, well, that's just gravy on the taters, Peter Ray.
My favorite.
Yeah, in Oklahoma.
Skeeter.
Yeah, Skeeter.
So, but why can't you have your cake and eat it too? What's that all about? I've never understood that.
I don't know what. Yeah,
Who
why
doesn't
would
eat cake if they have it?
if they have? That's not the eating cake.
That's not the eating.
That's the looking at cake.
That's the looking at.
That's our looking at cake
You've got
right
the
there.
Looking at cake right
So
there.
we've got, I've never had looking at cake.
Right. No.
Because you wouldn't, would you?
No, you sure don't. You sure don't. Now, I've had some that's got nasty frosting on, but you get rid of the frosting in the cake still.
Yeah.
And vice versa. I've had nasty cake and good frosting.
Well, and you get rid of the cake and eat the frosting.
That's right.
Do you do that? Do you know?
That
How
could
do you
be.
eat your cake? Are you like just the whole thing and stick it in your mouth?
Yeah, top to bottom cut.
Are you?
So you get frosting and cake all together.
Really?
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
Good.
If I have a cake and it's a wedge piece that's come
Yeah.
out, or even if it's a flat cake, I always like the wedge. I always stick it on its side, and if it's a double layer, I eat the cake out first.
Yeah.
Cake out first, and then I eat the frosted
The
bits.
frosting.
Yeah, I never at the same time. And even if it's a single layer cake or like a sheet cake, on its side, cut the cake away from the frosting. You leave just a teeny tiny bit of cake with the frosting. I eat the cake first, and then the icing. I don't like.
You don't mix them.
No, I don't.
That's interesting.
I don't know why. It annoys. That's another. So maybe the show should have been, stuff that annoys Skeet's wife. No, it would be.
Here's one.
Yeah. This.
That.
This one.
Yeah, so I always think a goofy saying that my dad would always say, "Damon, how are you? Happy 4th of July, man." My dad would always say, when the light would turn on and off, he's like, "Well, that's one less time you can do that." What?
What?
But he's right.
It's he's right. He's not wrong.
Right.
But it's not an event.
No.
Well, oh man, that's one less time you can do that.
That's it.
Technically speaking, anything and everything we do
is
is one less time we can do that. Because you can only do a thing.
So many times. That's what he says.
Yeah.
Everything's got a life in it, right?
Yeah.
You got so many flicks and a switch.
So many flicks on the switch and in the light, and but
Right.
even as a person, you can only wake up so many
Yeah.
times.
So then we would sit here and go,
Oh. Special effects.
hey.
Special effects.
4th of
right
July.
there.
That's our
Yeah,
fireworks.
that's our
well,
fireworks.
no, our fireworks are coming up.
We actually do have fireworks
Yeah,
today.
that's
Yeah,
right.
that's really freaking awesome.
So, but or hey, it's your money if that's how you want to spend it.
Oh my
My dad
God,
said
I
it all
heard
the time.
that. So, yeah, I heard that from my dad too. Well, duh.
Right.
I wouldn't have spent it that way if I didn't want to.
Right.
And yeah, it is my money, and that's how I wanted to spend it.
Yeah. See, so with me, I was the youngest of 4 boys, and you remember back in the '70s when you would go on a family vacation, everywhere you stopped, and people will know. I mean, look at Alex out there; he's too young. Eric probably remembers. Damon might, but the real deal is in the '70s when you traveled, there were souvenir shops everywhere. You stop at a gas station, souvenir shop
Yeah.
right next to it. You stop at a Poppin' Fresh Pie, souvenir shop right next to it.
Yeah.
And so the first time we would stop, I'd load up on souvenirs. So we're traveling from Iowa. We stop in East Dubuque or something.
East Dubuque. All the way from East Dubuque.
And I'm loading up on, I love Illinois Abe Lincoln. Shoot all my money on the first stop.
It's all gone.
It's all gone. And that's what my dad would always say, well, you know, it's your money if that's how you want to spend it. Then I would cry and be mad because I didn't have any money when we stopped in the Ohio.
When you stopped in Ohio and you had to get,
I couldn't get anything.
you couldn't get anything though. You could not walk away with that Ohio keychain.
I couldn't.
And you'd never remember, to
Well,
this day, you don't remember going to Ohio.
Ever.
Because you
I
don't
don't
have a memento.
But Kent was never a name on a keychain anywhere. You had Kevin, Keith, Kirk. No, it was Kurt. So Kirk and Kent. You had Ken. A lot of Kens.
Yeah.
You know, and once in a while, my mom would get crafty and take a marker and put a T.
A T,
On the back.
oh, he'll never know.
He'll never.
But it's Sharpied right in there. Yeah. So.
Well, I wasn't Sharpie. Those were those black pens, permanent markers that smelled real good.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That got you high.
That you got in trouble for grabbing when you were in grade school.
That's right. Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
put that back. Good
That's
smell
great.
of that marker.
So,
But now, see, you do not see Peter or Pete on too many things. I could find a P every now and then, but it would always go like.
well, at your age, that's good that you can do that now.
Yeah, now. Yeah, that's a blessing.
That's right.
It's a blessing to be able to find
Find a P.
Find a P. So, yeah, you have no
I
idea.
usually find about 3:34 in the morning.
Oh, that's my third one. No, mine usually start about 11 p.m. So 11, 1 or
What?
1:30, then 3:30, 4 o'clock. So, but no, I could find that, but yeah, we go to those, and I remember when we would go all the way from Kansas City
Mm.
to Missouri
Yeah.
to Winfield, Kansas,
Ooh.
one state over.
One state over.
We might stop in Olathe, or Emporia, Kansas.
Yeah.
And we would stop at a 7-Eleven there almost every time on the way to Winfield. This is kind of the halfway mark, probably about
Bill, good
an
morning.
hour and a half drive.
Happy 4th of July.
I found a $20 bill at that 7-Eleven.
Whoa,
That's
nice.
how I got my first BB gun.
Nice.
Yeah, I was getting out of the car, and I was kind of whiny because they said, no, nothing, we're just a quick stop,
Yeah.
because your mom is thirsty.
Now, was that the BB gun that you loaded the BBs, you just poured them in the top? So every time you moved, it was like
It actually, you did put them in the top, but you could only put so many in there.
okay.
It wasn't a full pour.
Couldn't just pour.
No, it was a Crossman. It was a Crossman Pump Master.
Nice.
And
The pump master.
yeah, Crossman Pump Master.
You could put pellets in there.
And
too.
you could, because it had the little cock thing, but then you could only do one
One
pellet
at
at a time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was, I was thrilled. I found that $20 bill.
Any other crazy sayings? Anybody out there
Anything.
listening? Throw us some Twiddle-Twiddle goofy
Alex,
sayings
Mike,
that
Eric,
you
Damon,
say.
Bill, yeah, Twiddle.
You know, anything out there that y'all have said that is just crazy. That's what's in your loaf today.
Yep.
And believe me, you. Wait, believe you me.
Believe you me.
Okay.
It's believe you me, or I mean, because if you say believe me, you could say it that way.
Oh, you got to pause. Though.
You gotta
put
pause.
that comment there.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's everybody who's listening across the globe, and this show had like 4,000 interactions or something last week.
Quite a lot.
There was
Yeah,
a ton. I looked at it this morning. I was like, holy moly!
Yeah.
We're climbing the
We're
charts.
climbing the charts. Ridiculous.
Casey
People
Kasem.
love absolute nonsense.
Yeah, absolute nonsense. So trust me when I say that everybody who's listening, you're going to be thinking and talking about all 4th of July about goofy stuff that you say.
Yeah, the goofy stuff, stupid
Because
stuff.
that's what's
you
in your
say.
loaf now.
It is. We've put it there.
We've stuck it in your loaf.
We've stuck it in your loaf.
So if you got some weird sayings, anything like that, share it with us. Just throw it at us a little bit, and let's see what happens. What about how do you know when you're grown?
How do you know? You know, this topic actually also came from Yasmin, who's over in the Zion, Waukegan
Okay.
area, and it was funny because it made me think about back when, how did you know when you were growing up? For her, it was lip gloss. Might have been the same for you, or
Yeah.
any of these fellas here.
I love lip
because
gloss.
I remember, I remember when our daughter had it, but Yasmin was talking about when she had the Smucker's lip gloss.
Ooh.
And I remember our
That's
daughter.
right. I remember Smuckers.
Yeah, our daughter Yasmin.
She
they're all
sounds like
about
she's
the same
roughly
age.
our age.
Yeah, no. But she said, love that stuff. But then when she was, I can't remember how old she said she was, but she knew she was grown when she graduated from Smucker's lip gloss to the Victoria's Secret lip gloss on the keychain.
Ooh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that is.
That's something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Studio
And,
audience loved it.
for her, that was the moment that she knew she had exited childhood and was grown because she graduated to that lip gloss. So it started making me think about, man, when did I think?
Yeah. When did you think you were grown?
When did I think I was grown? I was. There were 2 times.
Yeah.
The first time I was summarily rebuked. No, you are not grown.
You are not.
It was when I turned 10
Oh.
because I hit double digits.
Yeah. Grown.
Everybody I know is in double digits. I don't know anyone in triple digits as a 10-year-old.
There you go.
So in my head,
Right.
I turned 10. I was grown. You couldn't tell me my 10th birthday. You couldn't tell. No one could tell me a dang thing. I sidled right up to the adult table.
Whoa.
I was at my birthday is over the Christmas holiday.
Yeah. Right there.
Yeah,
Grown.
right there, grown. We were at my grandparents, my mom's parents, and I sidled myself right up to the adult table that day. And I remember my grandpa looking at me rather slowly. Oi, what's he doing over here? Guess I don't belong here.
I guess
But
I'm
in
not
my head,
there.
I was grown.
Yeah. Nice.
The other time was, it was I want to say it's when I got my driver's license.
Yeah. That's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Driver's license.
That was a big. I got it. I got it
You
on
were
my
25.
birthday. Yeah. Yeah, it took a little longer than others.
Took a while.
But,
Had
no.
my permit for quite a bit.
I actually got it on my 16th birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was grown.
And that, to me, that felt very grown.
Oh, jeez. When did I? How do you know when you're grown? For me, it was probably when I got my first check from Hy-Vee food stores.
Your first paycheck?
My first paycheck. And because I had delivered, I had a paper route, I mowed lawns, I was always that entrepreneurial kind of kid. But then I went to work for the man, and when I got that first $40 paycheck, right? I mean, minimum wage, I was getting paid $3.50 an hour.
Wow.
$3.50 an hour. That was minimum wage, and about a month after I started work there and moved, I remember I was so excited because I got a quarter raise because minimum wage went to $3.75.
I remember when minimum wage did that.
$3.75. Now my first job, of course, there was I was the bottle boy. Now this is in Iowa, so it's 5 cents for bottle returns and can returns. So people would bring back their bottles. This is before plastic bottles existed, and they bring back their bottles, and I would have to sort them out between Pepsi, Coke, 7-Up, mid-continent bottlers and the bigs. So my job, I was back in the bottle shed, which was a little like walk-in closet where we held bottles, empty bottles. And then the distributors would show up every week and pick up the empty bottles and take them, wash them, reuse them, whatever they did. But it was gross because there was spit, stale beer, stale cigarette butts that people use in there, and they bring them back.
They brought back even the one with the butts
cigarette
in.
butts. Oh, yeah. So, and I was little guy. So, as you're trying to put those up there like this, you got that stuff falling.
Did you get a brain hat?
No, I was no.
You just dealt with it.
But when I got that first check from the courtesy counter on payday, that's probably when I was grown.
You felt really grown.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
What was that? $40? That was a lot of. That was a 20-hour week,
Well,
I'm sure.
Three. If you started, because I remember $2.80 an hour, and because I'm not much older than you at all. I remember $2.80. Then I remember $3.15, and it was $3.30, and then I remember the $3.75, and but then I remember getting my first job that was over minimum wage, mowing lawns for a company.
Yeah, the first time because I'm the youngest of 4 boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
So back in the 70s, we lived on a 100-acre farm.
Oh wow!
And the first time I probably thought I was grown was in the barnyard. We had this mound of dirt, and this mound of dirt back when I was a kid must have been 8 feet tall. Looking back on it, it was probably 3.
Probably 3 feet tall.
Right?
But
my brothers would ride their bikes and they'd get going, and then they would jump off this thing, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, watching these guys catching air, having a good time, and I'm like, I'm grown. I can do this. They're like, nah, I don't know, buddy. Nah, just ride up and ride down. And I'm like, no, man, I'm gonna jump this thing.
Yeah.
And so I get going. I'm pedaling my butt off. Here we come. I hit this thing, and nobody told me how to do it. My brothers are big and strong, and they could pull up on the front wheel and land on the back tire and ride off like Evel Knievel.
Yeah.
So I hit this dirt mound, and I am little and weak. And I remember my brother Kirk going, "Pull up on the front tire."
Pull up.
So as I caught air, I just went. So,
did you bust your nose open?
Oh, I am scratched up. I am beat up. I am crying. For the next month, my dad used to have an old Honda, like 175. He would take us on rides to the cornfields and things like that. But for the next month, my mother, anytime I got on my bicycle, made me wear my dad's big helmet.
You're
But
gonna
you
be
couldn't
safe
even
on.
keep your head
No,
up straight.
I couldn't. It was
you're-
so huge.
You kept.
You
and
and
if turning to the right.
And if I turned, I'd look into it like,
You're like, I can't see.
But she would not let me on that bike
Uh.
without wearing that helmet for like the next month. So, and although I would be out there, and I'm sure all the neighbors would drive by. Oh, there's that special little fella.
Yeah, look at him in his helmet. How cute.
Yeah.
He's trying so hard. That's awesome.
Or there was another time on the farm, and this is hand to God. This is God's honest truth. We had a big tractor. We had a International Harvester tractor, an IH, which I think was pretty huge. Probably not if I look back on it, but it was huge. Good because I was little. And in farms, as you recall, growing up, the driveway went all the way around the house, right?
Yeah.
So you could.
You can circle around.
You could circle around the house. Yeah. And so my brothers, again, Dad pops her in first gear and lets my brothers go all the way around.
Yeah. Which is going all 5 miles an hour if you're lucky.
Maybe, if you're lucky. And so I'm like, I can do that. My mom's like, no, Tom, he can't do that. I'm like, I can do it. If he can do it, I can do it. And so my dad puts me up in the seat, and I'm sure he told me, hey, if it's not working, you can't turn or something, pull this brake right here. I wasn't paying attention.
You wanted me up and go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here we go. And so I get in this, and he gets me pointed on the straightaway, and I'm a little turn, so I'm doing good. And then the big turn right there is the chicken coop. And we had a ton of chickens.
For dinner that night, right?
Yeah.
Is that where this is going?
And so I'm going, and I can't steer this thing. I am too little. It's not automatic. You know, it's not
No,
power
it's,
steering.
yeah, you got to muscle.
And I'm
that stuff.
trying to, you know, it's got the doorknob on it too, so I can't do it. And boom, I hit the chicken coop fence, you know, and the tractor just keeps going.
Oh, yeah.
So the tractor's now popping a wheelie up on this fence, and my mom is in the house out the back door, just screaming bloody murder. I have never seen a white man run so fast. My dad covered 75 yards in like a second and a half. He reaches up and grabs that thing, and I'm scared, shaking, crying. My mom comes running out, scoops me up. I told you he was too young to do that. Meanwhile, chickens are everywhere. Because they think they're going to get run over. And it actually pushed the fence down and kind of hit into the coop. It was.
Didn't knock the coop over?
Didn't knock it over.
That's good. That's a good build. That's a sturdy built coop.
It was. But never again got a chance to drive that tractor. Those were the two fails of being grown, I think.
Of being grown.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
At least I only got kicked out of the adult table.
Right.
But no, well, you know what? There was the time that I measured it because I was wondering if I was going to get away with it, and I did not, to a point.
Yeah.
But I was helping my dad work on a car.
Oh yeah.
And
you were holding the flashlight.
Yeah. Well, I was.
You had the crescent wrench and holding the flashlight.
Holding the crescent. Yeah, and he was. Yeah, that's it. But you know, we're working, and he's like, okay, tighten that up right there. And it was just a clamp on a hose.
Sure.
But I'm like, you know, trying to tighten it up with the little screwdriver attachment, the socket thing on there, and I dropped it down in there, and I dropped it, and I started to say, and I thought, and I'm like, I'm gonna say it anyway, because I was
grown.
12. Yeah, I was like 12 or 13 at this point, and you know, it was just. My dad and mom had separated at that point, and so I'm like, and I let it fly.
The F-bomb.
Yeah.
Ah.
And I ripped it, the big one, and it was, and then I stopped and I paused. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get yelled at.
Wait to get the backhand.
And I looked over, and my dad was just looking at me. He goes, "You gonna say that again?" No,
sir.
No, thank you. Didn't think so. But you crawl down and get that screwdriver. All right.
Yes, sir.
Finish tightening that nut. All right. Sir. But yeah, he didn't. He was just looking at me sideways.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I won't try
It
that.
couldn't, because it was proper use of the word.
It was
Proper use of the word.
proper use of the word, because it was truly a moment.
Right.
And I am censoring myself, you know, here now,
Yeah.
but.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that was, so I do remember that. That was the first time I cursed in front of my dad. Was not the last.
Wasn't the last.
Especially as I got older.
Was not
But,
the last. Which is
no, I do try to monitor my mouth now as an adult, as I got older. You know, because, you know, what I've done mostly in my life for a profession, you can't walk around.
Yeah, and if you're not going out on a boat today, or if you're not getting drunk at a picnic, I think that what you should do is YouTube George Carlin's proper use of the word.
Yeah, actually,
It's one of the best
excellent example. Perfect
One of the best
example.
routines out there.
You know, we're running here.
Yeah, we're getting close.
We're getting close, and you know, I'll share the acronym that we have.
Yeah,
and I would like you though to, you know, come do your loaf. I'll get out of your
do the
way.
ceremonial.
Yeah, do the
wedding.
ceremonial thing, and while you're doing your ceremonial thing here, and you can tell everybody about that.
The loaf. Interestingly enough, we really wanted Wonder Bread, but we couldn't find any Wonder Bread.
No.
So we went with the next best American thing that we can think of, and the best American thing that we can think of was Sara Lee white bread.
Yeah.
So our loaf today is Sara Lee white bread. It's red, white, and blue,
Red, white, and blue.
and that is what's in the loaf. But what's in the loaf is for the 4th of July.
Absolutely.
So let's just see.
Light it up. And
I'm gonna take it off.
And while Deke is lighting up over there, and everybody on Facebook, take a look.
I'll
You know,
step over.
you want to step over here,
I'll step over here.
and we'll make sure we get
Yeah.
you there. Everybody who's watching on Facebook, on YouTube Live, This is great. Everybody who's listening and catching this on the radio, we have got wonderful, amazing sparkler fireworks here on our Sara Lee Loaf. And
For the
very
4th of
good,
July.
for the 4th of July. So doing fireworks right here. And folks, Deke is an adult despite what many of you say.
Don't try this at home.
Don't try that at home. But look at that. Isn't that fantastic?
That's what's in your loaf.
That's what's in your loaf. And I wish I had some cute, oh beautiful, for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, and that's all of that song I know. Someone sing the refrain. That's all I got. So happy 4th of July, everybody. And our Loaf acronym, which actually was provided to us by Brianna S. out of Waukegan, Illinois, is LOAF. Let's observe a fair. FARE, as in the fair of food. So let's observe a fair on this 4th of July. If you're having a wonderful fair, and that actually, I figured, since everybody was throwing a fit about tanks,
Oh, about tanks and bullets.
and bullets and such for this 4th of July and our nation's celebration, I figured I would bring my this was my Father's Day from my son Luke.
Beautiful.
Father's Day present. And it is a tank made of spent or actually unused bullet cartridges. Actually, I had a hard time getting this on the plane past TSA because there are 3 actual bullets in there, but there is no gunpowder, and as you can look at the bottom, the little charges are spent, and there are no charge caps in any of the shells. So
It's a cool little tank.
this is our tank,
Our
the
tank.
display of our nation's prowess.
That is it. And wow, everybody, do yourself a favor. You got 2 homework things for what's in your loaf. One is check out the George Carlin proper use of the F word.
Absolutely.
The other is take time to read, the Declaration of Independence and probably
The
other
Constitution.
Constitution.
Take time, read that.
Take it
It's a
seriously.
good read.
Yep.
It's an important read.
Yep.
Everybody, please do that.
And for us here at What's in Your Loaf, thanks for having a little morning loaf with us. Breakfast loaf,
Yep.
but we'll rerun it, replay it, have a good time with it. We just want to thank everybody for allowing us to join your celebration. Denise, how are you? And everybody just love America, love today, be safe, be smart, and let's go America.
Absolutely. USA, USA, USA. There we go. Everybody, this has been What's in Your Loaf with Deke.
And Skeet.
Have a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July.
Adios, everybody on YouTube. Adios, everybody on Facebook. Oh, that joyous smell.